This episode 14. We back in that thing.
Doggone.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Jokes and Random Shit.
Jokes and random shit.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Jars Podcast with your boy Steve Gary and your homeboy Jamal Hines. How y'all doing?
J Hines Comedy.
Hey.
Back in effect, baby.
Hey, we are here to have some great conversations, to take the conversations from the couch to the mic, because everything gonna be all right. You hear me?
I hear you.
All right now. Jamal, how you feeling?
I'm good, man. It's been raining over the last, 2 days or so? Today's a bright and sunny day.
Yeah.
In the Detroit, Michigan area. So, I mean, I'm feeling good.
Speaking of Detroit.
Speaking of, what you about to say, dog?
I am not having a good day. You know why, Jamal?
Why ain't you having a good day, Steve?
Because, I don't know. You know, the story's already out there. There's a sign that we got as a city.
Oh, Lord.
I'm a native of Detroit. I was born and raised in the city. Love my city. Rep my city all day, every day.
All day, every day?
All day, every day.
Okay.
Nigga through and through.
Through and through.
But they put a terrible ass sign on the freeway. Wasting our time. Had us thinking we was going to get a Hollywood level sign. I was about to be banging, bright, huge, like look immaculate. And we just got some Temu sign hanging on the freeway that just spells our city's name.
Hey, look, man. I don't think the sign looks that bad, to be honest.
You sound real basic right now.
Look, have you seen it in person?
I don't need to.
Okay, that's a no. So go drive down 94 and then go see it. It don't look that bad.
I mean, for the areas, it probably shouldn't look that nice.
No, I mean, look, the letters are a lot bigger than you probably think. It doesn't look that bad. I mean, yeah, they could have saved the green. They could have used a different font.
Yeah, it's like the color. It's almost like the color of the spirit statue of the city.
Right.
If you've never been to the Detroit, it's downtown. So
right, and the statue's green.
Yeah,
whatever. But I'm saying, I mean, the font to me could be different. I mean, it's like in Times New Roman or something. It's like an Arial or something like that. They could have made it a little bit more blocky.
It's no OE. Like, not even the D is in Old English. What are you doing? You had the perfect, easiest opportunity. And then I saw the mock-up of, like, we're one of the few cities that have 4 major sports teams.
I was gonna say that. Like, you saw the mock-up where they had, like, they incorporated all 4 of the teams: the Tigers, the Lions, the Red Wings, and the Pistons in the sign.
Right.
That'd have been dope. That would have been dope. With the Old English D as the D, and then yeah.
Y'all got this fucking sign off of Wish.
They want their money back.
Yes, I want my money back. I felt like as a taxpayer, some way, somehow, my money went into that bullshit sign, and I want my money back.
Some way, somehow, your money did. That's what's really funny. Some way, somehow, your money went into that sign.
Think about it.
But you ain't get your money back.
I know. We don't get our money back.
They was like, what's the cheapest alternative? Because I bet you they was in a room. It was kind of like, we wanted to be the Hollywood sign, but we can't. We don't got Hollywood money. So So how are we gonna pull this off?
I just want to know who approved this bullshit. Like, there was a group of people who went into a meeting room somewhere and said, "This is it."
It was somebody who signed off on it to be like, "Yo, this is the right font. Like this color right here. This is perfect."
Oh, this only $100? Yeah, that's the sign. The most expensive thing about the Detroit sign is the blocks that the letters stand on.
Listen. I'm like, it looks like clip art. Like it literally looked like someone went into a Microsoft Word document, closed their eyes, and scrolled through the fonts, and then went like this. Boom. They're like, "Oh, what is that? Courier New? Bet."
My daughter is a toddler and could have did a better sign than that.
I bet she could. I tell you, the colors would have been a lot more festive.
Now, okay, see, that's my thing. Even if they if they change the colors or if they change the style up a little bit, or even like you said, the font, I would have been cool with that.
Sure.
But it just looks so basic, and we're not a basic city. Like, we have a lot of history and culture in our city. Like, a lot of shit that's happening in this world. Shit, the whole 9 to 5 thing came from us, technically forward. But it started in the city with the plants and all that other stuff.
Look at you, like, Steve. You know a little bit of history.
I be at the museum. Fuck Henry Ford.
Yeah, he was racist too, man. They say he was a card-carrying member of the Klan, like openly, like him and Walt Disney. Like they just walk up and be like, "Hey, I don't like niggas." Hey, white power. But I agree with you. I feel like they missed a huge opportunity with the sign. And granted, yes, it's just a sign, and it doesn't necessarily reflect all the stuff that Detroit has to offer. But if I've never been here before and I'm coming in, I'm not. To be honest, if like I've never been to Detroit, and I'm coming in like for the draft next week, I wouldn't even notice a sign. You know, you would think that it had just been there. It's kind of like when you fly into LAX and you see the LAX sign. I feel like people from LA, you know, they see it all the time. They'll be like, oh, yeah, whatever. But like when you're coming in, you see the LAX, you be like, oh yeah, that's kind of cool. And then
it's
that's
brand new to us. We never had any.
Right, I know that.
The tire is more iconic than the goddamn.
Right, and even to the point that you made, even the tire, you'll be going down 94 and you see the tire, you just be like, okay, you don't even notice it unless you're out of town. I feel like if you've never been here, they'll be like, okay, that's kind of cool. If they didn't know that sign was just created, like for the draft, then they'll be like, okay, that's kind of weird.
We gotta get to some sad news, unfortunately.
Yeah, we got to talk about it.
Yeah, the juice has expired.
The juice is no longer loose. The juice has run dry. The juice is tainted. What we mean is that OJ, Orenthal James Simpson, has passed away. And it's really wild because we were just talking about OJ a little bit in the last pod, and I feel slightly responsible that I killed this guy.
I was about to say, I literally just had a conversation with somebody. She was like, I thought I forgot what actor. She was like, I thought he was dead. I said, why are you trying to kill people off?
I'm saying,
bruh.
It's power.
I was like that whole Sinbad thing when Sinbad had to be like, hey niggas, I'm still alive.
when they killed him on Wikipedia,
I said, hold on.
He had to have a whole comedy special be like, yo, I'm still here.
Why y'all want me gone so quick?
Right.
What's going on?
They killed me on Google. I was dead. So I'm here alive. But we can't say that for the juice. The juice is gone. Yeah. It came out, what was that? It was like Thursday the 10th or something like that. Mm-hmm. That he had prostate cancer. And he had passed away in front of his family. I think he was like 76 years old or whatever. Yeah. And everybody was talking about pretty much, you know, if you've been living under a rock and you don't know OJ, maybe to our younger listeners, that OJ went on trial back in like 94 for the double murders of his ex-wife, Nicole Brown Simpson, and her friend Ronald Goldman. Mm-hmm. And that's kind of how OJ was portrayed after he was acquitted. Then he ended up getting sued by the Goldman family, and then they found him liable of their death. Ain't that crazy? You win the murder trial, you're found not guilty, then you go to the civil trial, and then you're found liable of the death.
Well, there's the difference. Because one, you either put in jail or not. The other, they just getting paid or not.
Well, but he had to pay the fine, right? You know, you're paying a hefty fine for the civil suit. No, he's not going to. Right, you're not going to.
I feel like they were like, oh, we ain't got enough to convict him, but we still feel like this nigga did it, so we're going to make sure y'all get some money from it.
Well, right. And the whole underlying thing of that was that they was trying to be like, all right, how can we make it so that he can be responsible for the deaths, even though if he was found not guilty? And being found not guilty is different than being innocent. That's being acquitted, meaning that the charges against you, you have been found, again, not guilty. You're not going to see any jail time for it, but it doesn't mean that you're innocent. And the civil trial was one thing that kind of showed like, okay, you're not really innocent in the matter because it was unanimous. They was like, yeah, he's responsible for it.
Well, you know they hated OJ when they try to get you for stealing your own shit.
Let's talk about that too, all right? 'Cause let's talk about that too. Because OJ, I guess OJ had to auction off a bunch of stuff, like a bunch of his old USC memorabilia, a bunch of his Buffalo Bills memorabilia, and he didn't like that. So what he did is he tracked down the people who took his memorabilia to Vegas.
In the hotel,
He
right?
busted in their hotel room and stole it back. And then he went to prison. The judge gave him like 20 years or something like that?
He was in there for a minute, I'll say that.
Yeah, and then they released him early. But like they was like, look, you not going to get a pass. How you beat a murder rap and then go to jail for some football cards?
Yo, they were like, "Oh, you won? Oh, you got us fucked up."
Yeah, right.
I mean, but it's crazy because, like, OJ was so well known for that murder trial, but he was so on the equal level. He was well known for what he was as an athlete.
Yeah, and I wanted to bring that up too.
Yeah,
because like let's talk about him as an actual athlete, right?
The juice was loose out here.
He was
like, that nigga was cold.
He was an absolute dog on the football field. Won the Heisman Trophy. Went to USC.
Yep.
He got drafted, I think, in like 69, first overall, I believe, to like the Bills.
No, did he? You say 69. Sorry.
Thank you.
Sorry.
Thank you.
Yeah,
so he goes to the Bills, and he kind of has like a lackluster start.
Yeah.
And then in 1973, he rushes for 2,000 yards. First back to ever do so. And I think at the time when he retired, I think he was like second next to Jim Brown in all in yards. So he was a monster. And I didn't know who OJ was, like way before my time when he played, but I really only knew him from like he was like in the Naked Gun movies. I remember seeing those as a kid, and then I had no idea he was an athlete, but didn't put all of that together until that murder trial.
I was going to say how when was the murder trial?
The trial like 94.
Yeah, I was too young. So as I got older, the first thing I heard about OJ was the murder trial. I didn't know he was an athlete at all.
Yeah,
until I got almost damn near a teenager.
Yeah.
So it's like when I start seeing tape and getting into sports, I'm like, oh. I'm like, yeah, he's one of the greatest Trojans ever. Huh? OJ plays sports? And then like seeing how that dude played, and then his pro career, I was like, he was nice, bro.
He was a dog. He was an absolute dog. And, Hall of Famer. I think he went to Hall of Fame like at 85 or something like that. So like even still like he had like a whole different life before he was just kind of like chilling or whatever. And like I followed him on Twitter, like
he was probably one of the most entertainment people.
Let me tell you, he'll be giving his takes on his fantasy football team, and he'll be talking about the Bills and things like that. Talking about the state of the Bills and things like that, and be like, he's talking about how his life at SC and stuff, just trying to be relevant. And it was so funny because he'd be saying all this stuff, and in the back of my mind, I'm like, but you killed them niggas. Like, you killed them.
First off, this nigga wrote a book that said, if I did it.
Yeah. Yeah.
That has to be the most bullshit of all time. Like, see, black people, we are really dividing on the OJ situation because we're all together in terms of like that nigga getting off. Yeah. Because of all the Rodney King stuff and all the racial discrimination things that have happened around that time. But in the community, it's probably a 50-50 divide. All right, he did it. He didn't do it.
I think it's more than that, bro.
Oh, you think or
in the black community?
What do you think is leaning towards?
98%. Especially now, they know. They know without a shadow of a doubt, dog. Because the book you're talking about, he was using actual evidence.
I know.
Like, okay, if I did it, I'd have did this. How in the world they got DNA on you, bro, and you win the case?
Bro, they had literally everything.
They had everything. But Johnny Cochran, God bless his soul, spun that boy. Hey, we found a glove.
If
it can't
glove don't fit, you must quit.
Listen, I was like 8 years old watching them, right? Like 7 or 8, whatever.
Yeah.
And they're doing that, and I'm like, I understood that as a child. So you can imagine how the adults were. They probably was like, "You're right. The glove don't fit."
Oh, that look.
He
Everybody
he
probably
coulda done
screamed like, "Oh shit!"
He could have did it. It was the glove. But learning more and more about it, I didn't know they had DNA on him.
They finessed the fuck out
Right
of that.
when they had DNA on him, blood in the trunk, like this with him, I was like, yo, like he got away.
When it comes to law, it is not about the truth. It's about what you can prove and what evidence you can find.
Yeah.
As long as you have that, you will always win. Or whoever has the most will win generally.
But respect, I guess, to OJ.
Yeah, respect to the juice.
He got it's a wild life. The first chapter of his life celebrated. Second half, he's kind of like thrown to the side. He was acquitted,
But he was still, and I think still overall, he was still a celebrated person.
I mean,
Like
he's
the most famous guy. That's one of the most famous trials of all time.
True.
And the tape still gets played. He has a car that they damn near owe everything to him, especially with the rebranding and everything. Yeah. He has a fucking truck that's infamous for him. Not because of how great it was back in these times, how great it looks, and all these other things. No, people was like, bring the Bronco back. Like, imagine when OJ got out or before he died, he was in a white Bronco talking about, ha, I killed that bitch for real. And then he died in his car or something like that. That would be the craziest ending ever. It's like, oh, damn.
I mean, I feel like OJ was famous, kind of how like Ted Bundy was famous.
Just not as creepy, you know.
Well, I mean, if he's still a murderer, right? The only thing that's different between him and John Wayne Gacy.
He was not proven to be a murderer.
Listen. The only thing that's different between him and John Wayne Gacy is John Wayne Gacy got the death penalty. He was found guilty.
Boy.
It don't change the fact that he didn't do it. I'm thinking that he did do it, regardless if he was.
You speculate that he did it.
If I'm speculating, I am, because I was not there. That's gonna be something that I ask God when I get to the pearly gates. Rerun that OJ murder for me in real time. I need to see that.
You know what? I'm not gonna lie. I need to see what happened that night at OJ. I need to see who killed Biggie and Pop.
Oh yeah.
Trying to see who else.
Probably Diddy. Take that, Mr. Take That.
We're not going back to that. But speaking of going back, there's something you wanted to go back to.
Yeah, we can shift gears. That's perfectly fine. So last pod, we was talking about pretty much what we wanted to do, or what we could do, or what we would do for $5 million.
You were talking about what you would do for $5 million.
Well, the subject was given by me.
Yes, but you were talking about what you would do for $5 billion.
Right, for $5 billion. And I was like, pretty much anything goes, $5 billion. But I want to get here on the pod and kind of clear some things up. All right? Because I said I'll do anything. I said that I wouldn't commit murder.
That's the only thing you said you wouldn't do.
And I wouldn't do anything illegal. So I just want to clear things up in front of Steve and tell him, I lied. All right? I did. I told a fib. I apologize. What I really wanted to say was that I would absolutely kill somebody for $5 billion. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? $5 billion? I would absolutely end anybody's life for $5 billion.
The fact that you had time to think about this.
Listen.
And came to this conclusion.
Steve, I don't think you understand, man. I'll choke you out right now.
God damn.
I'll choke you out. I will press my thumbs in your windpipe.
Can we go viral first?
I'm just saying, for $5 billion, they can walk in on me doing the deed. They can walk in on me.
So you gonna just sit in jail with $5 billion?
No. I'm gonna use that influence. With $5 billion, man, I can raise Johnny Cochran from the dead. And he can defend me. What are you talking about? $5 billion? Right now, with $5 billion, man, I can hit up Elon Musk. Me and my family could be on the next rocket to the moon.
I'm about to say,
what you gonna do?
You gonna need all that money.
What you gonna do? Come on, man.
Bruh.
Come on, man. I can buy a whole new life. Absolutely. What you want?
You gonna take your boy out though?
What you want?
$5 billion to make you take me out?
Well, look, man, I'll break your family off a little something for like the inconvenience or whatever. But
I'm gonna say you take care of my daughter.
I'll take care of them. But I'm just saying, if somebody came in here is like, look, man, I just don't like the way Steve look. I need you to end him. I'm gonna be like, I'm sorry, my guy.
Is it because I talk about your age all the time?
No.
'Cause you an old ass nigga.
No, I could care less,
sorry.
dog. I could care less. Don't
Jamal,
worry.
Jamal,
You'll be in paradise. You'll be fine. I'll take care of your family, and it's it's a win-win situation. But $5 billion, let it be known. $5 billion coming for you.
I want to say this with all seriousness. If I ever come up missing, y'all know who the first person to look for.
Why are you giving this Keith Lee review?
I tried it.
Let's rate it 1 through 10.
Look, I just love the structure of what he does. Shout out to K Hood because I heard she was in the city too recently. She's a food reviewer on IG too. So.
Yo, these food critics are blowing up.
Yeah,
changing the subject, but they're blowing up. I thought about it. Like I thought about like going to like.
You would be a great person to do it because you like everything.
Well,
or like you're open to a lot of stuff.
Yeah, I wouldn't say that I like everything. Mm-hmm. Right, I am. I'll try anything, but it's not like I necessarily like it. But I was thinking
that was not a
like,
sneak diss, by the way, because I know somebody's gonna say it.
You're in your head. Don't worry about it. I think everyone already knows that you think I care what you say or what you think.
Neither one of us care what he tells.
I don't care. That's what I'm saying.
This is why we work.
That's why I was like, I would kill you right now. Like, there's not even a.
Wait, shit.
I'm just saying.
You know what? I didn't mean that in a disrespectful way.
It's perfectly fine, Steve.
Yeah.
It's fine because everybody will go on living. Everyone's life will be all perfect. Even when
Except
I'm not
for me.
here, Steve, you're gonna be in heaven. You're gonna be in paradise, buddy.
I ain't pray. I gotta ask God for a lot of forgiveness. For
I'll tell you what. I'll pray for you while I'm killing you. It's perfectly fine. It's not your fault.
Yo,
it's not your fault. $5 billion. Come on.
So what were you saying about food reviews?
I think if I was gonna do food reviews, man, I'll probably be going just like to like not the random spots, but like the well-known spots. Mm. Like I'll be doing like Jimmy John's and Pizza Hut, and not necessarily reviewing the food, but reviewing the locations. So like I go to like a hood McDonald's or whatever.
Oh, like 1-star places.
Yeah, like the ones that have like really bad reviews, but you've already had their food. So I go in there, I'll actually review like the service.
Well, make sure you go to the. Never mind, I'm not even gonna say that location because I go there often.
What are you talking about? Motor City Food, Motor City Soul Food.
First off, don't you ever talk about all right? Because I've been searching for a better soul food place, and if you have any recommendations and listen to this pod, I really need your honest opinion. What is the best soul food place in Detroit? Or near or the Metro Detroit area.
Leave it in the comments. Yeah, let's do that.
Please.
Let's do that. Best soul food joint in the city.
I need a good, consistent soul food place. Like I tried one place that's actually pretty good. It's called Opium Soul. They're pretty decent. And some other places, I'm not gonna say all the places because I ain't giving free airtime from all these spots. But I've tried different places, but I can't find nothing good. Motor City is just the easy. I know what you got. It's good. It's solid.
I think everybody's been to Motor City Soul.
If you,
like,
if you're
I think everybody.
city,
I think
no
everybody has been at least once.
Yeah,
at least once.
Yeah.
I mean,
now what location you go to says a lot about you.
They are right. You know, it's certain spots that you just give a pass just because it's like one of those places that you just go to.
It's like going to your granny house on Sunday type of food. You know it's gonna be solid.
You know it's gonna be all right, but then like she might have like an off day.
Yeah.
But you're not gonna say nothing. It's just like, all right, well.
You ain't taking no food home today? No,
I'm good.
No, I'm good, Granny.
Good. I've been digestive problems, Granny. I can't do I can't do that.
I can't run that game. I'll just be like, nah, I'm straight. I just bought all these groceries, but I just figured since you could today.
And then when you're in the car, you're just gonna talk about them on their way home. Did you try, Granny? Was there something wrong with it? I tasted feet.
But no, we gotta talk about something else, dog. Very infuriating as well. I know I talked about the Detroit sign, but it's something else that's really been grabbing at my heart.
All right, what is it?
Jermaine Cole. J. Cole. Cole World. He let the community down.
How he let the community down, Steve?
Let me just say this. I'm a huge J. Cole fan. Like, I had this nigga in my top 5. And when I say this is some bias coming out of it too. Kendrick is cool. I would never disrespect Kendrick as a lyricist. I think he's one of the best. You could say all time. I'm not really that much of a Kendrick guy, but he's one of the best at definitely right now for his era and everything. But and then this man sent the shot at you. Said, "Fuck the big 3. It's just me."
Put that into some context too. Put it into some context, because like, just in case you're listening, if you don't know who J. Cole is, he's a rapper, right? Kendrick Lamar. Rapper.
I'm about to say, if you don't know who the fuck that
I'm just.
no. But
I'm just saying to put it into some context so they can actually follow. So start out with Cole. He put out a lyric talking about the big 3 of rappers, which is him, Drake, Kendrick Lamar. Kendrick came out on a song with Future and Metro Boomin, and he was pretty much saying, "Forget the big 3, it's just big me."
Bum.
Bum. And then he said like bum, like,
I'm not gonna
like
lie.
6 times. That's hard though. That's hard.
I that shit was hard when he said
bum. I'm like, oh.
bum. Nigga.
Anyway. And then to respond to that, J. Cole released an album. It was kind of like a sneak album.
Going at that nigga throughout the whole album.
So pretty much the entire album, he's going at K.Dot. So, in Steve's response, Steve said,
well, before I get to the Cole point, I also want to point out the fact we give 0 fucks about Drake's response. It's disrespectful as fuck.
Right? No,
Drake has literally been the top nigga for like over a decade.
Yeah, nobody cares. Nobody cares about Drake. His response. I got people who probably give me some heat for this. All right, I know some Drake.
What?
Give me some heat.
Oh, okay.
Saying that we don't care about Drake response. Like, there's people who's some Drake fans, like avid, but it's fine. It's fine.
I fuck with Drake.
It's cool. I know. I'm not saying that
we
don't like him.
No. I'm not saying you're not saying. You saying that. I'm saying I fuck with Drake, but I still don't give a fuck about him.
Yeah, I'm just saying. Some people be like, what you mean you don't care about Drake?
But to be at that level of Drake, to be holding down the hip hop game for so long, everybody's still like, hey, I ain't give a fuck about what this nigga say. We want to hear it go.
Yeah, nobody cares. Absolutely not. Nobody cares. Nobody cares.
That's about literally the funniest shit in hip hop history, dog. Yeah. But and Drake still considers himself the GOAT and the best. So respect to that nigga. Right. But Jermaine, you can't make a diss song and then apologize. And it's not about the apology, because I want to talk about different facets that people talked about too. But my initial problem with it is that rap is competition. Mm-hmm. That's like you played football back in the day. Mm-hmm. That's like, and you were offensive tackle or D lineman?
I was a running back and a linebacker.
Linebacker. Okay, so that's like a linebacker apologizing to you for tackling you. Mm-hmm. Like, y'all are competing against each other.
You're in the same game, right?
Exactly. So I'm not going to apologize for hitting you hard. Like, it's within the game. Now, if the game is over and I do something, that's my whole shit. But if within that game, my job is to take your head off. We can be best friends. Mm-hmm. Play on opposing teams. You still gonna be my boy after. Mm-hmm. While we in these white lines, it's game day. Mm-hmm. But when we get out those white lines, we still cool. So I don't understand why hip hop can't be competition without everybody thinking, oh, he trying to avoid people beefing and dying and stuff like that. J. Cole and Kendrick not the people, even though Kendrick is highly connected. We know what Kendrick got on his side.
Kendrick is affiliated.
I'm not putting
heavily.
I mean, we ain't gotta be descriptive.
We don't have
to. But if you look, this one of those. If you know, you know. Moments.
Yeah.
But I don't think it will ever get to that level with Cole. So it's like, what are you apologizing for? Even with my friends, like, and we're both rappers, you don't have to say nothing crazy to be competitive with me. even make a diss about me.
Right.
Even with the things he said, it was still complimentary while fucking dissing this man. Like,
Now,
the first album was great. Your second album was Your third album was great. Your last album was Like, you still being nice to this nigga. Like,
he talked about him and then went ahead and said that he admired him.
Yeah.
In the same line.
Bruh.
Yeah.
Like, you already was still nice.
Right.
And you apologize.
Yeah.
Now, from the internet, from different blogs and things I read, they said, "Oh, y'all not mature. Y'all don't understand. It's bigger than rap. It's about relationships. If he's a grown man who was intertwined, with his emotions and feelings, y'all wouldn't understand that level of maturity because that man can apologize for not wanting to be in a beef with somebody he cares about and stuff like that." The fuck? This is hip hop.
As a hip hop fan, I was disgusted.
Thank you.
Absolutely disgusted. Like you didn't see 50 apologizing to Ja Rule when that beef was going on.
That's different though. That's real hate.
But I'm just saying, 50 Cent to this day, he's a petty individual.
Oh.
Right. Did you hear about he bought all them tickets to Ja Rule's concert?
The first 20 rows?
Yeah, whatever. And it was just him sitting in the front.
I wish I had enough money to be that petty sometimes.
Listen,
there's about 2 people right now in this world.
Yeah.
I wish I could be that petty with.
Listen. I just want to make this public service announcement, man. 50 Cent is the villain we don't deserve, guys. All right. He is a super villain. That is the epitome of pettiness.
Facts.
But I say that to say that in hip hop, the beef is just something that goes with it. And it's like, I don't know if Cole was thinking that, if I say this stuff about Kendrick, his affiliation might come for him or whatever. Maybe he was threatened and had to rescind it. Who knows? But as far as the state of music, that was a bad play. I don't like it.
And it's so crazy because he's on this crazy upward trajectory. Like, Cole has been that dude, but the level he's at now, we talking about you in terms of all-time great level.
Yeah.
So it's like you've reached this status. Everybody might delete later drop. We already listened to the couple tracks that you leaked out. They were fire. We like, oh, Cole, his feature game is like almost Drake level mode. You get a feature from Cole, that shit gonna hit. And then this, right before all season drop, it's like, bro, I've seen people be like, I don't want to listen to Cole. Now that's immature. Like, you can't. If you're gonna be mad at that, like him not being competitive and stuff, you can't forget about all his music, especially the people who've been hyping him up. Like, I'm one of those people, been hyping him up forever. That looks stupid, but it just hurts as a hip hop fan more than just a J. Cole fan, because it's like rap is about competition. When you come out with an album, you're not planning to put an album out just so people listen to it. You want to be number one. You want to be known as the best. You want to be one of the best. I don't care what level you at. I don't even care if you just a local guy. Locally, you want to be the best rapper. Or nationally or regionally, you want to be the best at some point. So it's like you get to that level, it's one of the people up there with you. It's like a Nas Jay-Z moment. And I'll shout out to Cole for using some Jay-Z lines too. Pretty much, if you know, you know. If you're listening to Takeover, you know there's a lot of similarities in there. But it's like, come on, bro. You let us down.
I agree with you when you say when you're at this level and you're like this rapper and you're trying to be the best.
Yeah.
I would disagree with you when saying it's plenty of rappers out here are not trying to be the best. Like it's plenty of rappers out here who are just chasing a check, just trying to put out some feel good music or whatever and just like live their life, whatever. Just be young. But I agree. When you're at J. Cole's level, when you're at Kendrick's level, everything you put out is going to be examined with a microscope. Everything's going to be put under the lens, and you're not just putting it out for your fans. You're putting it out for, like, potential fans, too.
Well, shit, let me ask you this. Jamal, you a comedian? A comedian takes a shot at you. you now take a shot back at them within y'all jokes or whatever. You gonna apologize?
No. Well, first I'll be careful what I'm gonna say because I don't want to get slapped on stage.
You scared?
Someone gonna slap me on stage?
Yeah.
They'll do anything, man. People come on stage, they do anything.
Sound real scary.
All right, Steve. All right.
Thought you was a little tougher
Hey,
than that.
shout out to Chris Rock, man. Come on, man. That's still.
He got slapped by Will Smith.
That's
Disrespectful.
But that's still. That's
of all people to get smacked up by Will Smith.
Well, that's Will Smith would smack you. Someone else might shoot you, but Will Smith is just gonna.
But no, I'm saying
open hand slap.
If somebody gonna smack me, it gotta be at least somebody noteworthy. Not Will Smith.
Stop it.
Not noteworthy in terms of name, but like somebody who at least put some, like Tiny Harris gotta smack me. R.I.P.
Put some respect on Will Smith, man.
Just saying.
Put some respect on that.
Will
man.
Smith smacked me.
What?
I'm going ballistic. I'm losing my goddamn
First of
mind.
all, what grown man gonna slap me and I'm not gonna do nothing about it? Like that's the most disrespectful action. How you gonna be grown as hell getting slapped by a grown man and you just gonna stand there?
I've seen this in person, so I don't know what you mean.
What?
Somebody get slapped and not do anything.
A grown man getting slapped?
It was in a bar. I mean, granted, they were intoxicated, but they got the shit smacked out of them. And then once they got smacked, bro, what the fuck is your problem? You're such an asshole.
And that was it.
They just kept arguing. I said, what is there to argue about? He just smacked the shit out of you. What are we talking about? At this point, hands are being thrown. It is Tuesday or Thursday at Church's Chicken. Come get your 2-piece because it's ready. Come get your 2-piece, please.
Come on, man. Ain't no grown man going to open palm slap you and get away with it. That's ridiculous. That's the most disrespectful. That's the most disrespectful action.
Right. I ain't trying to put myself out there, but
what?
You a certain size, so we're gonna have to maybe talk it out. If I just see you throw up 225, 300 like it's nothing in the gym, you smack me. That's like the whole joke.
Yeah.
I was like, but no, really think about it. If a nigga that was like huge, I mean buff as shit, smack your girl over the ass, you gonna fight him?
Yes.
You gonna fight him?
Yeah. I mean, I use my words first, but
I was gonna say, why would you use your words? You better get right to action.
Nah.
Why?
Because I'll die. I'll die.
Listen, I'm telling you right now, I'm grabbing the closest weapon
I'll die.
I can find.
I mean, he'll have to know that that's disrespectful, and the fact that you disrespected not only my woman but me by just walking up and just smacking it, like that needs to be said. Now, I'm too grown just to be fighting somebody in the street.
No, fuck that grown shit.
No, Steve.
This man just smacked your woman on the ass.
Yeah. But we'll come to words, and if he wants to tango, we'll dance.
If he wants to what?
If he wants to tango,
This is why I call you old.
we'll dance. You never heard that expression?
This is why I call you old.
Do you know what the tango is?
Yes.
You sound like you don't, Steve.
It's a very classic dance. I know what the tango is.
I'm just saying, man. If he needs a dance partner, let's go.
All you missing right now is a cowboy hat. It's some hanging out of your mouth.
Listen.
Or some tobacco.
Listen. There's certain ways to de-escalate stuff, but if you want to, and if you insist, if option A was not working to de-escalate the problem, we can go to option B.
You don't have to talk about this, but have you ever ran away from an ass whooping?
No.
Like you knew the person can probably whoop your ass, so you like, let me get
Never
back.
ran away from? No.
Not like it don't have to be physically run, but
No, I understand. Like
found your way.
Like altercations.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, okay.
If it comes to the point where something needs to be said, we'll say it. And, it hadn't gotten to the point where it came to fights. But, I've said my piece and it just ended.
Oh, okay.
But I never ran away from an altercation.
Because, as a Detroiter, we got the stigma of we will talk shit all day.
But when it comes to getting down,
We trying to talk the shit so we don't have to fight. Now you got those out here that's body. Don't get it twisted.
It's people about
do not find the wrong person on the wrong day.
They are about it.
Yes.
They're about it.
And I ain't talking about guns. I'm talking about niggas with hands that's like ready.
Listen. I feel like as a man, you have to be able to say your piece. This is why you offended me, man. I'm gonna tell you exactly why you offended me, and you say A, B, C, and D. Now, if you get offended by what I said. And if you want to tussle, let's go. But at least I told you.
You said tango.
Tango, tussle, muscle, dance, squabble, whatever.
Teach them how to squabble. Great to see them.
We going. All right. But I tell you what's going on. If you don't want to hear it, you about that action, let's dance. But at least I told you why you're getting stomped in the neck. I told you. This is the reason why you're getting hit in the back of the head with a chair.
Jamal, are you calm crazy?
No. I don't think I'm crazy. I just think that you will.
No. Calm. Let me define what calm crazy is. Calm crazy is the friend where their mood and faces don't change, but once they get in action or the action starts, they turn into a whole nother person. And they can still keep that same expression.
Yeah.
Because I have friends. Everybody needs a friend like that. Everybody needs a calm, crazy friend. Because anything can pop off at any time, and they always ready. And they for the bullshit type of person. It's like, okay, I'm going to be cool, but once you get me to a certain level, I'm going to fuck you up.
See, me, I'm slow to anger. So to me, there's always an exit strategy. Like fighting is the last resort. But I'll tell you about yourself. I'm not scared to tell you to your face about yourself. Like I said, like I'll come to you and tell you why you offended me, and tell you why I don't want you to do it again. If you don't want to do that, okay, let's go. Meet you outside. Yeah, but like I'm too old to just be hopping into stuff just to hop into it without the explanation.
People always make jokes about me. It was like, I never see you angry. You never mad. Like, that's a good thing. That's a lot of therapy, a lot of conversations, a lot of people in my life that have calmed me down from where I once was.
Public service announcement. Never mistake a quiet man for a weak man.
Please don't.
Do not do that. It's the quiet men who are attentive. It's the quiet men who are paying attention, and it's the quiet man who will get you out of situations. These hotheads who just jump into stuff just to jump stuff. Yep. Get away from them, because they will not only kill themselves, they'll kill you too for being in the area. Get yourself a quiet man.
Listen, I think I've scared myself more from my own anger than I have been of seeing other people angry, man. Because I'm like you. Like it takes so much to get me mad, like for real mad. But once I'm there, ain't no just coming down.
Yeah, you're there. You're there for a while.
Get the fuck away from me, because all of y'all are in danger.
Everyone's in danger. Alert!
I'm so serious. Do not try to pull me off of me. Do not try to grab me. Don't do nothing.
That's real, man.
I'm trying to end this motherfucker at this point.
That's real, bro. I mean, we can talk all day. Yeah, about, man. Well, let's say that for next time, man.
Yeah, I'm about to say
we can unpack that.
We ain't gotta incriminate ourselves on the mic.
I'm just saying, like, there's this toxicity with manhood, and I feel like we need to discuss that, because I feel like myself, and I feel like you as well, wouldn't necessarily fall into like typical categories when you're talking about manhood, as far as like toxicity and things like that. But like, we could talk about that.
Are we going to table that conversation?
We're going to table that conversation and connect at a later date. We'll reconvene. Hey, I'm going to throw something on your team's calendar.
Okay, all right. We're going too far with this shit now. Wrap it up, nigga.
All right, y'all. Listen, if y'all want to hear me and Steve talk about something we haven't talked about yet, drop it in the comments. If for some reason you listen to this podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or even YouTube, and you ain't following us yet, what are you waiting for? Click that subscribe button. Follow. We need that support. Make sure you're following us on our social media channels. We can be followed at JarsPod on Instagram and Facebook, and on TikTok at Jokes and Random Shit. That's Jokes and Random Shit. Shit spelled SHXT. You can follow me on my socials at J Hines Comedy. You can follow Steve on his socials at MIT_Stevo. But that's it. We appreciate y'all. We love y'all. We'll keep praying for y'all. Y'all pray for us. We thank you for your support. If you love this show, man, share it with a friend. If you hate this show, share it with an enemy. From the couch to the mic, we out of here. God bless.